guys, and welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, welcome. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button below and turn on the bell notification so that you get notification every time I upload. So today I'm going to be showing you how I depot my lipsticks into a palette like this so that I don't have to carry around 3 lipsticks like this in my bag. And also obviously you have the advantage of there being a mirror in there. I mean, some of them don't have mirrors, but the one that I chose specifically does. And also inside this particular one there is magnetic squares, so that means that I can pop my little trays like this in and out really easily, so I can change whatever lipstick. So I can do loads and loads of lipsticks and put them in here, and then whenever I get bored I can swap them out from here. So I got a matte purple and a matte brown, and then I got like a nudie pinky shimmery one, so I've got 2 mattes and 1 shimmer. And how we're going to be doing that today is we're going to be using a spoon, a candle, some scissors and tissue, because it gets messy, especially if you're doing more than one colour. Then you have to wipe off the lipstick off the spoon, because you don't want the one. I mean, the great thing about this is that you can mix colours, which is my favourite part about it. So you can mix the colours in if you want, but just be careful because it gets really hot. And once before I was wiping off the lipstick off the spoon, and there must have been a bit of spoon exposed and it burnt my hand. So it really does hurt, despite it just being a little tea light. So what you need to do is just hold it above the flame and make sure that it doesn't scorch the bottom, because if you scorch the bottom, that will end up in your lipstick colour when you end up pouring out and putting it into the little pan. And then, I mean, depends how much you scorched it, but it might ruin your lipstick. So just lighter, palette, a candle, and a spoon, and some like scissors or whatever to chop up the lipsticks to put into the pan. So I'll shut up now and let's just get into it. Okay, so this is the palette I'll be using, with the little magnetic squares in the bottom and a little tray for your lipstick brush. These are the little pans, and as you can see they go in really nicely. So these are the 3 lipsticks that I'm going to be using today. Here's a spoon that I'm going to put them on, just an old one. You want to get your nice cutlery day. And just a lighter, a clicky one I find easier to use, and a little plain tea light candle. And some scissors just to chop the lipstick off as well. So this is the first colour, which is a brown matte shade. So I've just put some of the lipstick onto the spoon there, and I'm now putting that over the top of the tea light. And it's really important that you don't get too close to the flame, otherwise you will scorch the bottom of the spoon, and then those black scorch marks will come out into your lipstick. So as you can see, it's quite quickly melting. Just give it a little jiggle around so that it distributes the melting evenly. So once it looks like it's all melted, just get something to stir it with, just to make sure that there's no lumps, so that it doesn't go all clumpy, and then just pour it into the pan. And then what I use is the front of the spoon just to angle it into all the corners, well not corners, but round the pan so that it is all the way to the edge. As you can see, I haven't got quite enough in the pan, so I'm just chopping off a little bit more quickly, and then I'll melt that in over on the top. Obviously it's best to get it right first time, but it's trial and error. But if you do happen to not put enough in there, just simply pour it in over the top, smooth it all out, and just make sure there's no air bubbles, and getting it into the edges again there. And voila! It's all full up now. Okay, so now we're going in with the purple matte shade that we've got here, doing the exact same thing and just using the scissors to chop off the end. Now that we've sort of got an idea of how much we need from the last one, we'll hopefully be able to do this one a bit better. And finally we've got the nude shimmery shade, and again with the scissors chopping it off and putting it on the spoon. As you can see here, I have had a little bit of accidents all over the paper, but that's why we provide paper down or something, so if you do make mistakes it doesn't go on your table or wherever you're doing it. Okay, so now it's time to take your palette and pop your pans in. I'm just going to take a little look and see where I want to have the colours, like where they best look suited in the pan before I put them in there. It is easy to take them out again, just get some tweezers and lift them out, but I just wanted to get them in there correctly the first time. So that's the colour order that I want them in, so simply just pop them in and they will be stuck in there. Ta-da! So this is the finished product. As you can tell, 2 of them didn't go so well, 1 of them went really good. Here's some swatches of the colours. A close up of them as well. Okay guys, so that's all done, and let me just clean this up a little bit because I did get a bit of the lipstick onto the palette. So this is the finished palette and I think it's really good. So we've got like this matte like purpley brown burgundy shade. We've got this chocolatey brown matte shade and then a pink shimmer shade, which I think is really good to have sort of mix of all of them. As I said before, it's got the mirror in there and a little tray for a lipstick brush as well. Got smoother, and these ones are a bit bumpier. Obviously as you use it over time it will just flatten out, but if you are worried about that, then just heat up the back of your spoon on with the candle and just smooth it over. But I mean, you can always practice to see how much you need to put in there by using something like an old lipstick that you don't really want to use, and then get a spare pan and then just test it out and see how much you actually need, and then copy that same amount, and then you'll get perfect every time, like I did with this one, because that was really smooth and good. The lipsticks were £1 each, bargain, but it was just sort of something that, you know, when you're going on holiday or when you're going somewhere and you don't really want to take loads of lipsticks, I've got tons, it's just good to have a little, you know, 3-pack. It's got a little mirror, you can chuck it in your handbag, your suitcase. I mean, I think it just looks really nice, and also applying lipstick with a brush is actually more accurate and you get a nice even coverage. I always find that using an actual lipstick doesn't get the shape of my top lip, especially of the Cupid's bow and everything like that. So I basically just sort of got these to show you guys what you can do, and that you can do it really cheap. I mean, I showed you the swatches before of the colours, and they're actually quite pigmented considering they were £1 each. They came in a couple of days. The palette was from England as well, and that came in a couple of days too. I think altogether it cost me about £6 to make this little palette that I can just pop these out wherever I want and change them for different colours. So I mean, the thing that you're going to spend the most on is the container, the palette or whatever, but once you've done that you can change it in and out, so you can always have your favourite lipstick wherever you go. But if you like this video, then please leave a thumbs up and subscribe, as I said earlier. See you guys later!